The snook has a tapered snout with an underslung lower jaw. It has a jet black stripe on the lateral line. The average weight is between 3 to 15 pounds. It can grow to a maximum of 40 to 60 pounds. The world record is 53 pounds, 10 ounces. Snook has a tasty meat that is white and mild. It is a seasonal game fish that is not allowed to be sold in commercial markets. They are caught mostly in Florida waters at night in bays and flats by using bait casting outfits and medium-heavy spinning gear. They will hit live pinfish hooked through the lips, mirror lures, jigs, spoons, and live mullet. Fly fishermen use large poppers and large flies. You will find it to be a very formidable foe. We're bringing you this next segment from Savannah, Georgia. We're here off my dock on a cool, crisp November afternoon. We're going to show you the proper way to fillet a snook, which is Florida's most popular inshore game fish. I'm going to show you how to scale a snook. Like any fish that you're going to fillet, you want to get the scales away from the anal fin and the dorsal fin like I'm scaling here, because you want to be safe and not have that knife jump on a scale and cut yourself, even though you're going to come back later and skin that fish. And you always want to scale from the tail up to the head, just like you saw me start at the tail, because the directions of the scales head in that direction toward the tail, and you can get up underneath them, kind of like removing shingles off of a house. As you've seen earlier, we showed you the proper way to scale this snook. Now we're going to show you two different ways to cut the head off. You can take the fish, turn it, cut back on a C and remove the head this way, or you can turn around like most people do. You'll lose this end bone right here with this collarbone, or you can come back on an angle like we're going to do right here, come back and we'll keep that collarbone attached to the head, but when we do that, we'll lose it, but you can't keep it later if you want it for stock. Come down, cut right on through. Now, when you do that, you can see you've left that collarbone on that side, but most people take and come it on the other side, and you can remove it this way, it's easier, or you can flip the fish over. So the next thing we're going to do now is remove the flesh from the backbone. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to apply a little pressure down on the left hand, keeping our index finger on the guard that's on our knife, and we want to take the curved edge and draw right above the anal fin and work right on to the backbone. When you do that, you get 100% of your meat returned. You take your knife again, come back inside the rib cage, cut up on about a 60-degree angle, lay your knife edge right along to the backbone. Cut through at the tail, then turn your fish around. Again, apply pressure down with your left hand, cut with the curved edge of the knife, cut right on back. Just take it with a small, short stroke. And there you have a nice fat piece of fillet. Okay, now as you can see, we didn't take our knife and ride it down that vertebrae. And when you do it that way, you leave meat up underneath both edges. We came up, back down and over, and that way you kept all your meat on your fillet is what you wanted to do, and not throw it down the garbage disposal. Okay, now we're going to remove the other side of the fillet. First thing we're going to do is press down our left hand, slide through, and remove the anal fin. Then we're going to come around, we're going to come through the back side. Again, we're going to apply pressure down with our left hand, help interlock those two bones. We're going to ride our knife right on in and over the back of the backbone. As you can see, I'm gradually moving that knife edge up to and down on the other side of the vertebrae. After you've cut back through, you just come back and just press right on through to remove your backbone. Now you can see we've left very, very, very little bit of meat on that bone. And we've got our two fillets, which I'm going to show you now how to take the smaller bones out. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to take the smaller bones out. We just take our knife, we come right behind them, turn the knife edge up, then we turn it back the other way, hold our hands on the back side, and rub against the bone. so we don't have to turn around and waste any meat. Then we come back, score a fine line, start at the top, and then we just pull them out. Easier said than done. Cut a little deeper. That way you don't waste anything and get back just a little bit of membrane on top of that bone. Now we have a few more smaller bones that run right down through here. We're just going to cut on both sides of those. Rub back right to the flesh. Come back on the other side. Then we're just going to reach up, pull it like a pair of pliers, and pull that other center bone out. Now we're going to show you how to take the smaller rib bones out. We turn our knife upward, we cut between the bones and the flesh, go all the way to the end. Turn it around, come back up underneath the bones, rubbing gradually up on the inside. As we scrape back, cut the membrane, use it like a pair of pliers between our knife and our thumb, and cut these other bones right out. Now, a mistake a lot of people make, they think this is already filleted and finished, but there's a few more rib bones that run down inside the flesh at this point. Interior bones, as a lot of people call them. Just cut right down inside, come back on the inside of there, use your thumb and your knife as a pair of pliers, and just pull that whole strip of bone out. Now you can eat it like a banana and enjoy it. Now we're going to show you how to skin this snook. It's best to start off by the tail and make a little seesaw motion back and forth with this long, thin, flat knife. If you skin this fish and get this heavy skin off, it won't taste like soap. Just back and forth seesaw motion. As you can see, you won't get it any closer than that. And that's what you want to do, get back 100% of your meat. And then you'll end up with a pretty fillet like that. Show you one more time. You lay the fish down, start off on the tail section, kind of hold the back tail with your finger, rub down with your knife edge, a nice flat, long blade, it's better to work with. Just go from one side to the other, slightly applying pressure, come right on off like we showed you. Take it off, look like a snake shed its skin.